That's the reason why, like what you said earlier, greater percentage of people who move abroad, they tend to like reduce or cut down with the number of their prayer points, because greater percentage of those things you used to pray for while you were in Nigeria, most of them have been met. Is it good roads? Is it constant electricity? Is it accessibility to healthcare or so many other things? So what else are you praying for aside like thanking God for the life that you're living, and then maybe if you have like bigger tax and stuff, you can just pray and ask God to like direct you. So the big problem we have in Nigeria is what a lot of fake pastors, fake prophets are exploiting.
Exactly,
to make money and
exploiting.
cash out.
It's not that, but there is a problem in terms of Christianity in Nigeria. There's a problem. I don't even blame those people who say that when you come to Europe, when you come to this, you don't go to church, nothing like you go. It's not that when you come to Europe, you don't go to church, but like everybody's just catching up with the opportunity to to cash out with in the name of Christianity. So
okay, how do you deal with the fact that a lot of people are suffering? Just like one of the presidential contestants will say that greater percentage of people in Nigeria are in debt poverty.
abject poverty.
Abject poverty. So something like this now, you don't have money to go to the hospital when you are sick. You don't have money to pay for school fees for your kids and everything. You don't have money to feed. What are you always depending for? You're just going because you want a miracle for something to happen, and then something that you know that you cannot do for yourself. The government cannot do for you. So what do you want? You go one place where you go now, and then all of a sudden manna will fall from heaven. And these are what these make believe pastors are very good at. They make everything seem like, okay,
Spiritual.
once you come here, everything is over. You don't have to work, you don't have to do anything. Manna will just fall from heaven. So everything will go wrong.
Manna cannot fall from heaven. Do you know why? Do you know one thing? One thing is that the truth is that the level we've reduced Christianity in Nigeria is as a result of
Hardship
in the country. Because to be honest, if we get our government right, the level of the level of expectation we're always looking at from God will reduce.
That's the reason why, like what you said earlier, greater percentage of people who move abroad, they tend to like reduce or cut down with the number of their prayer points, because greater percentage of those things you used to pray for while you were in Nigeria, most of them have been met. Is it good roads? Is it constant electricity? Is it accessibility to healthcare or so many other things? So what else are you praying for aside like thanking God for the life that you're living, and then maybe if you have like bigger tax and stuff, you can just pray and ask God to like direct you. So the big problem we have in Nigeria is what a lot of fake pastors, fake prophets are exploiting.
Exactly,
to make money and
exploiting.
cash out.
It's not that Christianity is the problem. Christianity is not the actual fundamental problem. The fundamental problem is bad government. Which, if we can be able to get bad government right today, so many churches will close. Because you don't even blame people. How would you blame somebody who is hungry? He doesn't have any means to eat. He doesn't have any hope. He's believing that nothing is working for him. He has tried everything, nothing is working. Why won't you believe that this is spiritual?
Of course. You go spiritual.
Because let me tell you something. There's no place you cannot get poor people. Even in this country now, there are people who are even more poor than poor people in Nigeria. But at least, know how, their government will come for them. Know how, everybody must get something from their government. Even though that the thing might not be like enough to sustain the person very well, but at least this person must have something.
Surely.
What do you know when people are saying that when you are sick you rush to a church instead of hospital? What do you want somebody who is sick and doesn't have money for medication to do? You are sick, you don't have money for medication. You don't even have somebody who have money for medication. Where do you run to?
That's the problem. Because if the money were to be there, and it's because first of all you have to like go to the hospital, you get diagnosed, and you get to know what the problem is, and then these things are addressed by the doctors or by the healthcare professionals. They are taken care of because you have the money to pay for these things. You have the money to get the medications. You treat yourself, but then there are situations where these sicknesses go way beyond that. It's beyond what the normal mortal professionals can handle. That is when you don't take it up to God.
To God.
Not when at any slightest thing, because you don't have the means. Someone is trying to like rub oil on your face and do this one, and then it's going to work. No, you have to do the basic things first. Because like in the Bible, they will tell you that God helps those who help themselves. So you have to do the basic things first.
The problem is that those people cannot do the basic things. What
That's the
then do they
problem.
do?
That is what
If the government, if like in Nigeria now, we have a good government whereby a citizen, when you are sick, you have access to healthcare. You see that 70 or 80% of those people who first rush to church will first go to hospital.
exactly.
But when you cannot be able to access it, what do you do? So, number one is that Christianity is not the major cause. When we get the government right, so many things we are pushing towards God will reduce, and so many of this nonsense we are seeing in Nigerian Christianity today will disappear by its own.
Yes, because people run to churches, prayer houses as a form of relief.
As a form of relief.
From like the dangers and everything. When the security officials cannot protect you, when you are traveling on the road and you're not safe, so what do? Every time you are doing so many things to like get yourself covered up now, because the people who are supposed to like do these things are not doing them. So everything you now have to like take it up to you have to go spiritual. So because people are seeking for relief based on not getting what they are supposed to get ordinarily as citizens of a country, they have to find means elsewhere. And this very thing is exploited to the point that the citizens have now become so relaxed that they cannot even fight for what they ought to fight for, because the church have exploited them so much that they just have to like, every time they're told just sit and pray, God will intervene, when you are supposed to like stand up as citizens and act. Take charge of what you have or what is yours. You don't have to sit back, relax, and just say it's well, God will come through for us. God will not come through by appearing from heaven and earth. We have to take things for ourselves.
Okay.